I'm telling you, bro, these legs, bro, was swift. Whenever Zim would fail to reach the World Cup, it was because of Namibia.
What does it take to be an agent?
And never ever forget your roots.
So you recommend an African rugby player, let's say, to come in Europe and to play sport?
The best connection for athletes here, I believe it's always been other athletes that have been there and have done it.
You've done sports, you've done showbiz.
Yeah.
You've done tech too.
Yeah, tech.
So which one is the hardest to produce for you?
A no is better than a maybe, because a maybe is going to haunt you for life. But a no will give you certainty, like, okay, it's not going to work with this person, on to the next one.
To start a YouTube channel maybe like this, what do you think is the main ingredient?
You give a pot to Gordon Ramsay, he's going to pop out a beef Wellington that looks amazing. You give it to me, I'm going to burn the thing.
So Lance, we're here. We're here.
Good to be here.
Good to be here, right?
Yeah, very chuffed.
Yeah, so I know that you have worn a lot of hats. You've been a journalist, presenter, you're an actor, producer. Where did it start? Like, it's a lot.
To be honest, I think it started when I was pretty much 13 to 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when the passion for television and media came about. I was actually spotted by a woman called Miriam. I hope she's still alive and around and kicking, but yeah, she's the one that spotted me when I was at school doing public debates, and he was like, look, you look like a confident young man. Would you be interested in doing some test shots for a TV channel? And I was like, yeah, sure.
You was 13?
Yeah, I was 13,
Wow.
14 actually, around that age. And then I agreed to it, and they took me, and they had a few screenshots. And when I did the test script, they liked the confidence, and they were like, I think you're a natural for TV. And that's how it started. So from then onwards, I now had that inkle to be on TV, to do stuff, to act, to do cartoons, to do voices, to do just anything that has to do with entertainment.
Yeah.
That it was born.
Wow, 13. Sometimes people, they don't notice how when you're young, a lot of things can be displayed. Like what can you become in the future and stuff can be displayed when you are young.
Yeah.
And for a person to see that and to tell you, you're actually confident, let's see if you can do well in TV, that's a big thing, because now it's shaped up your life and it makes you the person you are right now, right?
Yeah, very much. I mean, to be honest, when I was growing up, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do then, because, you're only 12, 13, you're still finding yourself. But then I actually realized that my grandparents would always say, yo, can you get off the TV? Can you go read? Can you blah, 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 blah? Because I spent so much time on TV trying to mimic accents, trying to, sound the same way that, like, I've watched Lion King so many times that if you play it, I can go bar for bar, word for word, just going through the script. That's how crazy it was. So to be able to find out that you're actually interested and good at something like that is what gave me that direction to say, hey, let me try something in TV, and I grew into it.
So was it a kids show at first, or you straight up went to journalism? Or
No, actually, funny thing is, it was like a kids program that had multiple segments of program in it. Like, so for example, it's presented by a bunch of kids. It was called Star Kids. But in Star Kids, they had like Wise Up segment, which would be like a knowledge-based segment, like they would quiz people or they would quiz other kids. And then there's another segment where they are visiting another place, or could be a park, could be a zoo, could be whatever. And the other segment where they're showing athletic kids and so that kind of thing. So when I got into the frame, I was literally doing the Wise Up segment, which was like the quiz and knowledge. So they needed someone, because remember I had that debate background. So they needed someone that could do that.
Okay.
So at my age then, I was like, yep, I tried to do it, and I was so intrigued in it, so interested in it, and man, I just grew in it. And then I realized, I think I have to do something with media in my life, with television. It has to do something with television, it has to do something with radio or whatever. But as long as it's media, that's when my passion literally blew.
All right.
Yeah.
So at 13, you went into TV. You tried your bit, and you just figured out what to do after that, right?
Well, to be honest, sometimes when you're growing up in a family whereby, because I grew up mostly with my grandma, you know, may her soul rest in peace. But I grew up with my grandma and my grandfather. Of course, he's still alive, and they would sort of like guide me, because you're only 13, 14 years old, and you're now starting to appear on television. So for some kids, you know, your head grows big after that. So they had to dial me down, and then after that they actually said, you know what, you're going to focus on your school for now, and then this TV thing, if it's actually for you, you will continue with it. So I left TV at some point. I had to do my A levels, I had to do my O levels, I had to do school practically. And then that's what made me actually venture into arts when I was in school, because I now knew where I wanted to go. Because I just, in my head, I was like, I just need to go back on the screen, you know? And I went back on the screen, and it took until 2012.
Okay.
I finished high school. And yeah, I'm a dinosaur. Yeah, it was 2012.
Yeah, I was like 2012.
You're like, this brother. So yeah, 2012 I finished high school, and then I took a gap year. And in that gap year, that's when I was debating with my uncles, like my mom's brothers, that were telling me, yo, you need to go to, I remember one of my uncles, I have him, big shout out to Uncle Ben. But he was like, you need to go do accounting at MSU. And I'm like, I'm not doing accounting. I'm going to do media at Christian College of Southern Africa. And that's when I just pushed myself to go to media school. And then I went to a nice media university in Zim. And they literally paved the way. Like, now you understand, like, what I was doing when I was 13, 14, when I used to see those kids do it, and those guys, the producers that were there, the directors, everyone. And now I'm part of the background of that. I'm learning from how to be a director, how to be a producer, how to be a scriptwriter, how to do radio production, TV production, how to do scripting, and how to write articles for the newspaper and stuff like that. So yeah, that's when the gift of being a journalist infiltrated with the love of loving media, and it just became one.
Wow. Because most parents, they don't like their kids to be a media person or something, because when you are younger, we hear about the engineers, the doctors, and
the pilots. Yeah.
And I think nowadays is the thing is shifting, right?
Yeah.
Because now you people are dreaming about being YouTubers, being streamers,
Yeah.
TikTokers,
bro.
and the families, they are now accepting it,
Yeah.
because it's enforced.
Yeah.
It's enforced.
I
Everything.
mean, if your kid is sticking out a tongue on the camera and they're getting like 500,000 from it, but like, boy, stick that tongue out. We're making more money. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting that you've said that, because from my time, it was a big deal being on TV and doing all this stuff and being recognized, and the opportunities that came with it. But now to see it become more of an individual thing, and knowing that each and every person has got the power now to change with their phone and do something, say something, and a portion of someone in the world, of some people in the world, will enjoy what you do, and they'll follow you and pay you for it. You know, for the good reasons, of course. So that's pretty much exciting that people now can do that, and it's pretty exciting that I've managed to also evolve to understand that people who are going that direction, that's the way time is just flying and evolving from traditional television to individual viewers or individual entertainers or streamers or YouTubers or TikTokers.
Yeah. So you went to school for journalism,
Yeah.
and it actually boosted your career because you're already a TV personality.
Yeah.
So people who wants to join journalism or who wants to be a journalist, basically, do you have any advice for them? What should they focus on?
To be honest, from what I've learned now up until the time like where we're sitting now, everyone is a journalist. Everyone is simply have the power to produce content, because how many people now trust a source about a television person saying something, and then seeing someone who was actually on the ground, who's got the footage, and is just talking about this car happened and this, he hit him, we are all more inclined to the pedestrian because they are there on the scene, and that's self-journalism, you know. But if you want to go the professional way, you know, just go to any media school, well, a better represented media school that can come, and you can learn more, do production in television if you're interested in cameras, because cameras is not all about videos or pictures, but actually telling the story and how you tell it. So you can do that. If you are a scripter, a person who likes writing books and stuff, you can also be a journalist, because you can write scripts, you can write stories, you can do a lot. Like, it's endless. I've got so much information that's going through my head, like sometimes I can't even process what I want to say. But pretty much that in itself is something that anyone can do. So if you want to do journalism, go to a journalistic school, go learn how to use a camera, go learn how to edit, go learn, because you can do that by yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy now. They can use YouTube to just actually learn for free.
For free, yeah, exactly.
Everything is on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, so you just log in on YouTube.
Yeah,
and then there's AI now. There's Grok. There's chat, so you can just ask Grok and chat. Hey, I want to do this. Tell me how a professional journalist would approach it, and then you get the prompts and you just practice. Yeah. But the best practice of all, if you want to be a TV personality or a TV journalist, is look at yourself in the mirror and talk. If you're confident enough of looking yourself in the mirror and talking about yourself, or talking and you look at yourself, okay, I'm confident I can do this, then you can do it in front of the camera. Yeah.
So you produced a lot of shows on ZTN.
Yeah.
For people who doesn't know ZTN, it is the main channel in Zimbabwe, correct?
Yeah, one of the top channels.
The top channels.
The main channel, I think the traditional channel is ZBC.
Okay.
That's what we grew up on. That's where I started, actually. But the modern fit of it, Zimbabwe's television network came into the frame. And I'm happy to say that I was part of that beautiful project when it started, because we literally started ZTN when it was just like, you know, like one room with 4 cameras and a crew and the people who had a dream to build a big channel for the country. And Zimbabwe's had enough confidence to give us the financial resources to build on that. And we thank God 8 years later, after we started that, it was now on DSTV. And actually the year that I left and I came to Poland is the year that they officially launched.
On DSTV? On
DSTV. So I missed the launch party.
Oh.
I'm grieving. But it's nothing too bad about it. It's a project that I was very happy to be part of. A lot of people, special talents that I've met. My friends that I worked in animation for cartoons, my friends that I've worked with in sound production, as I was doing voiceovers for commercials and for movies and for adverts, and that was pretty cool as well. And also not forgetting the love for sport in itself, and for them to understand that I had evolved not only from an entertainment person, but to a more sports-aligned person, and I ended up doing sports journalism at ZTN as a sports producer and a sports anchor for news and for shows. So that was another experience, because I got to meet a lot of people. I got to be in places that I never thought that I was going to be in. And the team that I was working with at that time, everyone was good at what they do, and they just pushed each other. I remember, my boss, big shout out to Howard. He was tough on me sometimes, but it was for a reason. And when you're young at that point, you don't really get it, and you just ask, why is this guy so tough?
You'll be annoyed, right?
Yeah, you'll be annoyed, yeah. But he saw something that I thought I had, but I didn't know where I was supposed to, my pinnacle. he saw my pinnacle and he was like, yo, you need to wake up. You need to. So he pushed me as well. And when we got to start creating content, he showed me the craft of how to make a certain interview. Him along with our senior producer at that time, called Govech Gada, also like helped me as well with our team. And I was lucky. I was very lucky, to be honest, because I've always at each and every step that I took of my life, there were people that were there that were actually invested in what I was doing. Like even before the ZTN, there was Nafuna TV, which I believe was the official rise of me back into television, because I had to do something for me to get, because television is just like playing football. If you are very good at something, but you have to do it consistently, I mean, so that you can be way better at it. So after years and years of not doing anything because you're at school, and then you come back and then you go to media school, and then now you need to find that mojo again. You have to be, you don't have to be shy in front of the camera, and then you have to start to train yourself. And one of the founders of not one of, but the founder of Nafuna TV, called Robista Mulilo, who is a great animator, a great everything. He's a multimedia specialist. Like, so this guy came, and I met him actually at a premiere of one of the Avengers movies. I think it was Infinity War. And I told him, and I was like, yo,
Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War premiere. And then he was like, and I told him, like, dude, I want to come work for your company. Again, the confidence, just to say, like, dude, I want to come work for Nafuna. I like your work. I like your animations. I like your stuff. And it's like, you know what? When you have time, come through the studio and we'll talk about it. And he took me in, and that's how he coached me how to do my voice acting for another animated series that went wild at that time. Because back then, Facebook was the place to be more than YouTube, you know. So like, well, I can say in Zim, I don't know elsewhere, but in Zim at that time, Facebook was pretty big. So then,
what was it around the year?
That was 2014, 15.
Yeah, I would say Facebook
was the main thing.
Everywhere.
Yeah, 13, 14. So I'm there. This guy, he's telling me he's got a project called Angry Mana, which is of a kid that that's just rude to everyone. And this kid is the main character and has got a big bubble head and everything. Is just talking cack everywhere he goes. So I ended up scripting for Angry Mana, testing my joking skills, testing my writing skills, and he's like, you're pretty good. And then we put it into, that's how I started learning how to animate, but just watching people do it on Moho Studio. And it used to be Moho 2 back, they used to call it Anime Studio 2 then, and then it changed from then to Moho. I don't know what they call it now, because it's been that long, but they were animations and stuff, and I was learning all of this stuff. Learning how to voice, then started learning how to operate the camera again, started learning how to use the camera equipment and everything, and then everything just fell into place. So after a year of proper internship at Nafuna TV, I made my big step into the media corporate world at Zimbabwe's television network at the age of, I think, 21, 22, I think. Yeah, that's when I officially started working at ZTN, and then from there it was just work until the channel blew up.
So you've done sports, you've done showbiz, you've done tech too.
Yeah, tech.
So which one is the hardest to produce for you?
To be honest, if I look at it now, everything has got its difficult part, because if you're to do sport production, the most difficult part might not be recording the content, but aligning yourself with the athletes or the people that you are trying to get yourself involved into. Because there are also people who have got serious schedules, because these are like professionals. So you want to interview a boxer, he's going to tell you he's got gym, he's got boxing session, then he's got cardio, and then he's got some of that stuff. And you need to fit into that time. And that was one of the most difficult parts, I think, the scheduling of it. When it comes to technology, I mean, tech is easy, because tech, you can get what you want to talk about and just talk about it, and it's there. You can talk about a smart car, you can talk about a smart TV or whatever it is, or some form of technology that's just come through. So tech is easy to do. Showbiz, you're meeting characters that are different because showbiz has got a lot of egos. So you're meeting movie actors, series actors, you're meeting just normal TV personalities. And then, you're talking to these people and then you're trying to have a decent interview with them and be like, oh yeah, I'm very excited to have you here. And so can you tell us? Yeah.
So every part have the
Yeah,
hardest.
maybe last year. And they're just replying like that. They're giving you one line reply. So you have to engage the interviewer so that they can say a bit more. So that was also difficult. But to be honest, once you get the role of it and how it does, any template, you can switch it up to anything you want to do. And you can still produce good content and you can still take out good shows.
Yeah, definitely. I would say the sport one is going to be the hardest one. For me.
Yeah.
Is because you're dealing with, like you said, as a professional sport, like everything is scheduled.
Yeah.
You have to adjust yourself towards that.
Yeah, like right now I can give a very good example. Like I'm not calling out anyone, but like my latest baby is Sports Buzz because I like to talk about things that are more certain into sport, but that I like not so spoken about by a lot of people that are just brushed aside, and then I like to make noise about it. But if you're planning like a live with a sports athlete and you're halfway across the world and they're somewhere else and you're trying to match their schedule to their schedule, it becomes pretty tricky. So sometimes you can get a person that can say, okay, yeah, no, on this time, definitely I'm going to be there. But on that time, they're not going to be there. So you must have a plan B.
Yeah.
So sometimes you literally, so for me, I've opted to myself to be like, hey, this is my new baby. I'm going to have to take care of it. So if I'm going to talk to someone, they're going to be on my show, I'm going to have to make sure that they're going to be there 100% so that when it comes out, so that I don't delay or I don't lag on people, you know what I mean? Because that happens a lot, but it's part of the thing, and it's part of building the brand as well. You have to go through it to understand it.
You said that you've gone with confidence on asking one of the TV producers on how, so that you want to get into the TV production of their company, right? Was it ZTN or the other one?
That was Nafuna.
So what do you advise other people to do? Like, I think you were born with confidence like that. Because you was early on, like 13, you was already confident, and people was scouting you for being in a TV. But for people who was not born like that, like they need a lot of practice, to be that confident, to ask for their dreams to happen. So what do you say on that?
I say first and foremost, confidence is key, and don't be shy to go to someone, even if they say no. If they say no, hey, you've tried. At least you won't hit yourself in the head by saying, oh man, I should have just gone and asked. A no is better than a maybe, because a maybe is going to haunt you for life. But a no will give you certainty, like, okay, it's not going to work with this person, on to the next one. And there's always the next one. Never ever think that there's nothing else that's going to come up. There's always something that comes up. So when it comes to asking people about things, like, I've always been so curious to just ask people. So when you go to a person and you really feel like this person has got enough value for you and to help you go to the next day, then just go and ask. You never know. Because the answer that or maybe the question that you're going to ask is the answer they're looking for. And they're like, okay, yeah, you're confident. You asking me about how can we add a character that's like this? I think you match that character. Can we talk more about it? And then the next thing, you're in a meeting and you're being told, okay, these are your lines. This is, we're gonna do makeup on you. We're gonna go through some test runs, and then things start happening. So yeah, it's always good to just go for it. Never stop. Don't be shy. I'm not gonna say, so you have to work hard. No, the work hard you have to do is just to be confident in yourself and try to just go and ask. I know it's difficult for some, but if you can, do it.
Yeah, most definitely. I would say the same thing, because when it comes to especially like media and all of this entertainment stuff, you have to be communicative and you have 100%. To be confident.
Yeah.
Not only in front of the camera, but off camera as well. You have to be confident in getting yourself through some things that may rattle you for a day or something, because you'll get a lot of no's, right?
Yeah, you will.
You will get a lot of no's.
You will, because there is also, I'd like to believe there's overconfidence. There's too much sometimes. Don't do too much. Just do the simple things. Go there ask the things that you need and get out. Because the moment you ask the things you need and then you're just there chilling, smiling the entire time, now you're being a creep. You're scaring people off.
Yeah.
But if you go there, you ask the questions that you need, you get the information that you need, you're grateful about it, ship and go on your next adventure, on your next strategy, build on that, because that's how you grow.
Yeah. So when it comes to production,
Yeah.
as it is, you've done a lot of good works on that. So what do you say the basic thing for to start a production? To start a production, like for you to be settled in a TV or in a YouTube, let's say. Nowadays the TVs are YouTube.
Yeah.
So to start a YouTube channel, maybe like this, what do you think is the main ingredient that is needed?
Consistency. Consistency, which is I'll truthfully say it's something that, because I'm a one-man person when it comes to the content I create. When my friend is around, Nathan, I think you know Nathan, where your namesake, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to do with the name Nathan, huh?
Yeah.
And TV, yeah. So when Nathan is around, usually he does most of the camera work because he's very good with the camera. But when he's not around, then I'm a one-man person, so I have to do my editing by myself. I have to do my sound check by myself. My graphics, I have to put them by myself. If there's float footage that's needed, so that when I'm talking in a clip or whatever that is needed to put there, I have to put that by myself. And then after that is the whole consistency thing. So for a production to be strong, you have to have, as I said before, the knowledge of operating all the things that you have on a production set. You shouldn't lack. If you're a person that's good in front of the camera, it doesn't stop you being a person that's good behind the camera, because you should know the quality of what you want to give the people out there. So if you're consistent enough and you have the knowledge of what you want to do and how to do it, then you can be stable enough to run a YouTube channel, to be a TikToker or anything. Anyone can buy equipment and have equipment, but can you use your equipment to the rightful way? Take your time to actually go on YouTube and listen to tutorials on how to correctly connect a microphone, how to the values of a dead mouse, the distance between yourself and the microphone, knowing the software you use, knowing the times in which you're going to post your content as well is very important. 3 lighting system. Okay, how do I want to light this set? It's is it going to be a sad set? Is it going to be a good set, a lively set? Is it going to be a cultural set? You need to understand all these concepts. You need to understand also the people you work with. If you're a one-man person, you need to understand yourself. Where are your limits, and where are your strengths and your weaknesses, and try your best to not balance, but to put more of your strengths and not your weaknesses into your work, so that when the quality comes out after, when you produce something that's very good, or when you go outside and you shoot something and you come back and you view your footage, it's like, I like this. The energy you have from that, and then you want to add more to it, you can add more to it.
Yeah.
So if you have the right tools to build all these things, like you've bought the equipment and now you know how to use, how to set up, how to then post after the edit, pre-production, pre-planning in itself is very important. Who are you bringing in? How do you want to approach it? And how you want to execute it? How do you want the people to view this? Which target market are you looking at? So all of this stuff is very important. So just understanding the core values of what you want to do with the instruments that you have, because everyone can have a pot, but what are you going to cook? You give a pot to Gordon Ramsay, he's going to pop out a beef Wellington that looks amazing. You give it to me, I'm gonna burn the thing. So what's gonna come out of that? So if you have the equipment and the gear to produce, right? Understand your gear. Learn more about the stuff. The more you do, the more knowledge you have, the easier it's going to become to produce, and just being consistent, and it will all work out.
Yeah. And you talked about a team set that you was in.
Yeah.
Because production companies, all the TV
Yeah.
companies, they have a big massive team
Exactly.
that works together like an engine,
Like
right?
an engine, yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
is an engine, yeah.
it is an engine
Yeah.
because they have to operate really simultaneously and effective,
Yeah.
so that the shows could be crisp because
Yeah.
they're running every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So, from that kind of perspective, maybe let's give us an advice for our production right here.
Yeah.
That how do you manage a team in a production set?
From what I've learned from my experience, know your team, like know each and every individual's weaknesses and strengths. That way you know how to, because for example, let's say maybe you're not good with your time management, right? But one of your team members, your camera guy, is always early, right? So if you understand each other's dynamics, that look, Nate is going to be late. Nate will always be late. So if we have the script and blah, blah, blah set up in time for when Nate comes, not saying that Nate is not trying to make an effort to change, but when he comes on set, he'll come and he'll say the same thing as always. Guys, I'm sorry I got late, blah, 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 blah. But is that going to stop your production? You should look at the things that everyone is good at and just place everyone in their right perspective. And once they all start seeing how the machine moves, trust me, most of the time, they start putting themselves in check as well. Because you're now like, okay, this thing is looking so good. I don't want to slack. I don't want to be the reason why this thing is called. It's not doing well because maybe we are posting it in the wrong times. So what should I do? If I'm the person who's in charge of publishing the content that we're going to put on, then I need to understand the algorithms of how and people who's online at what time, when is the most traffic, when can I post this? So it's a team effort, right? Your camera guy, if your camera guy is going to record, like I liked what you guys were doing. You took your time with the sound because sound is very important, right? And it was always a thing when I was and my one of my close friends called Gwani, he's an engineer. He's now an engineer on a cruise ship. So he does like entertainment for live bands and for everything on cruise ships now. And he was so particular on his sound that sometimes when another person's lapel was popping because of the lady's hair or beads or whatever, he could certainly like in the mic and be like, okay, guys, we need to go on a commercial break because I don't like the way the sound is coming out.
Wow.
And we'll go on a commercial break. And in those 3 minutes, he would fix it and it will come. So when you see it from the perspective of when you're on set and you're a presenter and you're talking to your talent, right? And you hear your sound guy saying, we need to go on a commercial break. And he's saying, but no, we're going so well. He's seeing something that you're not seeing. So now when you're watching the clip together, then you start hearing the popping sounds of the hair and everything. And it's like, but this ruined the clip. And it's like, yeah, that's why I wanted to go on a commercial break to fix it, right? If you're a talent that talks a lot, but is not good at managing time because you know that this guy's going to yap more like me, you're not going to stop. You're just going to keep going. Your floor producer is going to know, today I've got certain, they talk a lot. So I need to manage them. So it's always good to know whose strengths and whatnot is. And once you know that and understand each other and you cooperate it in your work, because we're all humans at the same day, we're not going to change overnight. The machine, when it starts popping out all the content that is coming out and it's coming out perfect, you will see that everyone will always fall in line. Eventually, it'll always work out.
Yeah. And the one thing that you said actually really, really resonates with me. When things are doing well, when things are like making sense, when you are in the flow of the work, and nobody wants to be the one who slacks. Yeah, exactly. The one, the reason that the thing didn't work. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that really helps. That really helps in general of understanding your teammates.
Yeah, exactly.
And what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are. Right?
Crazy story. When I was, I don't want to keep throwing out my age out there, but when I was,
you already threw it out, so.
25, 26, I think 27. I started staying with my friends, right? So we got an apartment, and my mates.
That was 2012.
No, like no, I'm not that old, But that was more recent. That was like 2018.
Okay.
2018, yeah. 2018. I started staying with my friends, and my friends were also working at ZTN. So there was Mac, there was Tavonga, the animator. We were talking about him recently. So Mac was more of a multimedia specialist, right? And then Tavonga was the animator, but he also did like he was a very good singer, right? And he was also good with sound as well. And all of us had our special gifts. My very own blood sister was at ZTN as well, but she was on air aesthetic, like a makeup artist for professional TV, so she could do professional makeup for TV in any context, right? And no nepotism happened. She got in her own way, and which is one of the things that
She was your older sister?
my
or-
younger sister,
Okay.
yeah, the second born from me. So she's got a baby boy now, so the life is moving. But yeah, she literally was an honest. So I'd stay with my sister and my mates, and we ended up being a production crew. So that's how things like Jedza came to life, those cartoons and the stuff that you see, is because we spent so much time together that we understood each other. That, look, guys, if we have so much talent amongst ourselves like this, we can do our very own production, and we can do things and we can make it work.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing a lot of content and stuff, and then it just worked out. And then, you know, a lot of content came from that. And now people are not slacking, you know. And then, like, Jedza wants to come out. Who didn't do the voiceover? Who didn't do the animations? Who didn't do the mix and mastering? You know, all of that. Who didn't time? When are we going to produce it? Now everyone is up to it. So yeah, it was fantastic. It was another good experience in my life.
Wow. But you know, funny enough, that if you know Logan Paul,
Yeah,
you know Logan Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they have this podcast, the Impulsive Podcast.
Yeah.
And I've heard not only from him, but I've heard from most people who have produced a show or for a podcast or any YouTube, a big YouTube channels.
Yeah.
They sort of live together.
Yeah. It's funny, but to be honest, I will show you a trailer unreleased. Like, we never. That's one of like the biggest heartaches with my boys back in Zim. We never got to release that project because we always thought that we had so much time to do everything together, but we ended up not having enough time.
Yeah.
But when I stayed with my boys, I started to see how they think. Like, I started to see, I know this one likes watching this kind of stuff. Now this one gets bored when it gets to this. You know, we actually could build cartoon characters from each other. And when you see the cartoons, you start seeing, I see a little bit of him, I see a little bit of, but those characteristics would, you know, when you show random people, they'll be like, this is slick, I like this character, I like this. And then you end up seeing that person like that friend of yours that was saying they like that character, and you're like, So you see, you get to a point whereby you master a certain characteristics and stuff. So when people stay with each other, they make beautiful things. My sister could sing. So whenever my mates wanted to produce music for an ad lib for a show or for something else, he would just call the girls downstairs. Come downstairs, guys. Here's the mic. Can you sing these notes for me? Blah, 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 blah. They sing. He puts it in the machine, does it on the piano, on the guitar, anything. They go back upstairs. And then the next thing, when it's coming out, they're like, wow. And then my sister's like, that's my voice. Like, yeah, that's your voice. Like, that's what can happen. So when you know when you have that connection, content.
Yeah.
100% good standard.
Wow. I think all the people in this studio, we should live together.
Gotta get a very big apartment. Very big apartment. And one huge lounge that you can just convert into a studio. Because that's what we did. Yeah, in Zim as well. So
yeah, that would be so awesome. That would be so awesome.
It'd be great.
Yeah, it would be great.
And I'll be here every day until I move.
Maybe you'll move in with us.
Yeah, I'll come with my baggage. Me and my girl. Going to Warsaw. Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about your professional life, but first I didn't even bother to ask, but I wanted to ask you right now.
Yeah.
How did you even come to Poland? But before coming to Poland, I want to ask you about your family as well.
Yeah. All right. So in my family, so as I said earlier, like I grew up with my grandparents. But my mom left for England. 2000 and oh wow, 2003, I think was the time she left around there until now. So roughly, I haven't seen her in like 22, 23 years. But it's not a bad I haven't seen her. She had to make the sacrifices that were needed at that time for us to end up in the places we are now and the people we became eventually. And I owe it all to my mom. I owe it all to my grandparents as well for holding it down when when she was away, because when she left she was also still young. My mom was also, she had me when she was young as well, so she had to figure out a lot of things and how to take care of her kids and stuff, and then she went. So I've got a younger brother. He's in Cape Town. Lavish boy, handsome little man. I think his potential is more wild than when he finally gets into his mojo. I think whatever he decides to do in his life, he's going to make it. My older sister is also my younger sister. I mean, because I'm the older one, but my younger sister, she's in England now with her family because she's married. She's got a very handsome little boy as well. His name is Zach, like cutest boy I've ever seen. 2 years old, already looks like a football player, rugby player. Man, can't wait for that boy to hit scrums and do runs.
Are you one of them uncles?
Yeah, I'm gonna coach that boy. Zach, you're in trouble, young man. I'm gonna coach him. He's his father is also a cricketer as well. Funny story. His father and we worked together, and the mother with my sister at ZTN, because his father was the cricket correspondent and I was the rugby correspondent, but we were all in the sports team.
Wow.
So it was.
Were they together?
Yeah, like that's when that man was crippling in. He was like, "Yeah, I'm cool with the brothers. I'm gonna do my thing." And he's a cool person. I wouldn't have allowed it, to be honest. But when I saw the chemistry and the link up and how happy she was, I knew she was pretty safe. So yeah. So my mom, she's in England, and then I've got two other younger sisters, Nyasha and Rufaro, and I mean, these two are like, Nyasha is becoming more like, in terms of the things she wants to do, she plays rugby like me. She's a confident speaker like me. The same night we had the Afro Gala Awards, she also had some big thing going on at school, so she was also on the stage and stuff. And I was like, wow, the apple really doesn't fall far from the tree, and then the younger one is. She looks like she thinks like a 25-year-old in a 14-year-old body, bro. Like the level of intelligence that one has. Not saying that everyone else is dumb in the household, no. But you can see that, this one is special because the way she interacts, you can interact with her anything, and you can have a clean conversation, and then then be like, "How old are you?" I'll be telling you about my life. I'm crying, I'm tearing up, but you seem fine, She's gonna do something amazing in her life, and there's my dad as well. I don't even call him my stepdad, because he's like my body, bro. He held it down as well for me, So after my mom left, I had to push, of course, for the dream, and I'm happy that I pushed myself to the limit that I could in Zim. But what pushed me to come to Poland was because I needed more exposure. I needed to learn more. I needed to thicken my education in media. So I ended up doing a specialized degree in business management, but it was focused with communications and media. So that's what I ended up doing, and I got a degree in that. And I'm very grateful for the 4 years that I had in Poland. But then the life after, in Poland is pretty, because a lot of people, when they hear Poland, the people are going to Poland, they just think, war. There's war. Are you okay? But they don't actually understand that it's actually a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful culture as well. And also here I'm actually learning something about my gifts and my talents and how I can implement them in the society, how we can be better than what I have done so far, how I can improve, as well as adapting. I don't know if you guys do this, but for most of my work, I used to, like, especially for Discover the World, I used to, like, if I do clips of something and I'm talking about something, the subtitles, I'll never put them in English. I'll put them in Polish, so that the people here, like, not all of them understand Angleski, like, everybody. Yeah, so they'll be just like, oh, okay, this guy, he talking about our stuff, yeah, but he's giving us, fruits. Yeah, we reading what he's doing, so it's pretty good. It did well with the reach, but also there's still a lot more to do. And Poland has given me that stepping stone in Europe to understand that, there is more. Like, you have come here, it's a gate, but there is more to what you can achieve out there. And right now, my biggest goal, 2026, is for me to just go and give my mama a big hug and say thank you.
You're visiting her?
Yeah, I'm planning
after 24 years.
Yeah, I'm planning to, bro. Of course I have to, man. Like, I mean, after 24 years, I'm a grown man now. She left me when I had mucus in my nose, bro. Like,
how old are you? You was 8, you told me.
I was 8, bro. Okay, not literally mucus in my nose, but I was 8. But
so if you was 8 in 2023.
Okay, let me just put it out there.
Okay, okay.
I'm literally 32.
32. Maybe let's blip this out and let's make people guess.
Yeah, guess.
And whoever gets the right,
yeah,
you will get something from me.
Yeah. In the comment section, how old is this guy?
How old is this guy? Yeah.
It's dinosaur here. but yeah. So it's been. I think that's what also drive me. That gave me the oomph, the passion, the zeal, the hunger, bro. Because I was always like, nah, I have to make it. Either way, I have to make it. I have to be someone in this family. I have to be a mark, a symbol of hope. Not sounding like Superman or anything, but I just had to be something that, look, my sisters can look up to and be like, yo, that's my brother. He did this, and then I need to build something for a legacy for my future as well, for my future kid, for my future son or my future daughter, because you can never really choose what you're gonna get. Sometimes you get both. But yeah, so that's my story pretty much, man. Like, my from my mom's side, to be honest, my mom, my dad, my biological father is in South Africa right now. He's also doing his thing in SA. He calls me now and then. He texts me a message whenever Arsenal, because I'm an Arsenal boy. You're an Arsenal boy as well.
No, United boy.
Yeah. So I'm an Arsenal boy. So my mom, my dad, who used to support Chelsea, all of a sudden started supporting Arsenal, and I kind of have a feeling he did that for me. Because I remember clearly, I remember clearly, I'm like, he's a Chelsea supporter, and he was always mocking me, your team legs, the Cahoons. But now, he's like, Arsenal need to win. Like, yesterday when we scored against Tottenham 4, and it's like, Eze, I was like, is this my dad? I'm like, what happened to the old man? You are an avatar. You're not my father. But yeah, he's cool. He's doing his thing. I appreciate him as well. He always finds time to call up a man, tell me, don't fall away short from God, don't fall away short from who you are, who you became, and never ever forget your roots. And lovely thing here is this other message you gave me this day, and it's like, always never forget to appreciate your mom, because she's the reason where you are. Yeah. And for him,
never ever forget your roots. And the one thing is, people, they don't know, but we actually worked together once.
Yeah.
And The crazy thing is, I didn't know all of your story like that.
Yeah.
So whoever you're working with, please ask them about their story. You might find something crazy. Because
Yeah.
I never know you were a presenter. I never knew you was an athlete. I never knew you did all of this amazing stuff. So it's really essential to have a communication with people you work with.
Very important, and it's very important. And to be honest, when you communicate with people, the people that you discover are the ones that open the doors for you. You know what I mean? Like, I was never, like, as I'm saying, a lot of people, when I tell them that I play rugby, are like, you? How do you play rugby, bro? You don't even know. Like, now I'm starting to look part of it because some weight is coming in.
Nah, it's coming in.
Yeah, previously I used to be the stick man.
I know.
But I was I was a very fast stick man, though. I was very quick. So
back in 2022, bro.
I'm telling you, bro, these legs, bro, was swift. Yeah, I was scoring tries left, right, and center. I was talking to my former chairman from Harare Sports Club because at the time I was at Nafuna, I was playing rugby as well. So rugby was like my go away when I'm going away from media and all of the noise and of stuff. I'll just go and play rugby. So I play for the club, Harare Sports Club, and won 2 championships with the club as a player and as their.
They are a pro club, right?
Yeah, but semi-pro.
Semi-pro.
Yeah,
Okay.
semi-pro. And as a player, I won with them in 2015, but I can't say that I contributed much because they were bigger guys than me. But I did enough to be around the team. And then I became the club secretary. And then from there, I won more titles as the club secretary doing rugby administration. Became so close with the Zimbabwe rugby family that I ended up being part of the Zimbabwe rugby union media setup at some point. So for the team that's currently going at the World Cup, when they started that project, they called it Project Down Under. And that was like...
The Project Down Under. Why that specific
Down
name?
Under because Down Under is Australia.
Okay.
And that's 2026. So they said Project Down Under, we're going to start with this bunch of kids. And let's see how they'll develop to become the best rugby team in Africa. That dream was
the name a little bit threw me off, like Down Under.
Yeah, Project Down Under. I know it's a bit, but it's kind of cool in the same way. If you think of it, of what's popularly known as Down Under is Australia, and that's where the World Cup is. So yeah, Project Down Under. Went to Cape Town with a bunch of very good, talented rugby players. Some of them reaching their professional point. Some of them actually coming from semi-professional, getting into more pro, and experiencing the intensity of professional rugby life, And the majority of them were playing in other rugby clubs, but in different pro tier leagues in their countries. Others were in Spain, others were in France. Like now, others are still in Poland. And all these guys, when they were put together, they struggled at first, but that was the test. They had to play so many clubs in South Africa. They had to play the Curry Cup as a Go Sharks, and they gained experience. But after so many years of doing this, they kept the core squad, like the main players in this rugby team. Because there are some bad apples and there's some good apples, so you have to shred it. And those guys, in 2024, they won the Africa Cup, became African champions. But the catch was, if you win the 2025 Africa Cup, you then become, you qualify automatically for the World Cup. Okay. So they had to work again to beat Namibia. And Namibia would always, everybody knows, whenever Zim would fail to reach the World Cup, it was because of Namibia. Because Namibia was always there. So they were like the number 1 African ranked team for a long time. So now for the past 2 years, it's been us. Even for our academy team, they have done it as well against Namibia twice to become under 20 trophy rugby champions for some time. So that also built my repertoire with a lot of rugby players. So most of them, if you've seen my live, I've done one with Blythe, who now plays for the Sharks.
Yeah, I've seen you live once.
Yeah. So, Blythe himself was an amazing young boy, because when you would see him, he started playing for the first team when the majority of the first team went to the national camp. So you know now that the club is left with the lighties and other pro players. But he stepped up until the other pro team guys, when they came back, they couldn't come back into the team because this kid was so good. You know, so seeing him go through that dynamic as well, and me being a journalist that understood rugby because I played the sport, I was with the sport, I won championships with the sport, I know everyone in the sport. I would understand how to mix my media knowledge and how to be a good journalist and a good sportscaster, and I would mix it along with my rugby knowledge because I was already in the rugby fraternity. So I had access to pretty much whoever I wanted to interview, to talk to do something with.
Yeah, but after that, you expanded your reach after coming here, and also you trying to you're an agent after at some point.
Yeah, at some point, yeah, I was
A rugby sports specifically,
rugby sports
right?
representative, more of a rugby sports representative. That's the best analogy to use right now, because the goal is still to become an agent. The goal is still to have so that a lot of people recognize the rugby talent that is in Zimbabwe. And
What does it take to be an agent?
oh, first and foremost, you've got to have contacts. Second, you gotta understand the demands and the needs of the clubs that you want to involve your players with. You have to build that repertoire, because if you understand what the club needs and what they're offering, and what the player wants and what the player can offer, you can make a deal.
You sort
You
of
have to scout.
be a bridge, right?
Yeah, you have to be the bridge. You have to be the missing link between the two, because there is a kid out there that has the exact same talent that a club in here that they're looking for, but they're looking at the wrong places, or maybe the scouts are going to different countries looking for the wrong profile, and yet you know the profile. So you need to know the players that are in your country and what they want, which position they play, how good they are, their weight, their diet, their speed, their gym time, all of this stuff you need to understand. Scouting. When you go to the club, you need to ask the club, what are they looking for? What kind of player are you looking for? Behavior-wise, what are you looking for? Because you can have a very talented player, but they can stink in the terms of their attitude, and that's never good.
That plays a big role.
Yeah, that plays a very big role, because that person is coming into a team most probably that had amazing chemistry already. So talent-wise, it could be a perfect fit, but chemistry-wise, you're gonna mess up the whole. You know how one rotten apple spoils the whole basket. Yeah, you might mess up the whole squad.
It's like having a bad player and you will mess up the whole thing, like United.
Yeah. It's like having I'm not gonna say United though, because you don't want me to banter United. We can do this all day.
I mean, no. We don't have to go that way.
We don't have to go that way. But yeah, same. Like as you had just mentioned that chemistry is important, and one player, if they're not in the right mind, if they get into a club or to a team, they might think, okay, I'm now in this team, I'm now better than everyone. Everyone needs to listen to me. My calls, my runs, they do. If I don't score a try, you're not getting bonuses. There are people like that. Yeah, but you need to have a person who's got a different mindset. So you just have to be, if you want to be an agent, you just have to be the person that understands the rules of the game, what the game requires, what the player wants, that's what's fair to the player, and what the club is offering, that's also fair to the club. So that when the club signs that player, not just only you getting your money and saying, hey, I got my check, so
I'm bouncing.
You said you're staying in a hostel with no water? I don't know. You should know where your players are going to stay. How are they going to come? Do they have baggage? Some of the players have families. They have a wife. They have 2 kids. So if they're moving to Europe to play for a club, they might need an apartment that is nice, that suits their family. And the salary should be okay. Okay, is it coming to play for a club, and is the club going to offer me a job as well to supplement? Because maybe the money is not going to be enough for them to be here, but it's going to be enough if they have an extra job on top. So all of this stuff comes into consideration. Most of these good players are students, so it's pretty much easy to get them to come here if they're also knowledgeable.
So you recommend an African rugby player, let's say, to come in Europe and to play his part?
Yeah, I do recommend 100%.
Is better conditions, let's say.
Better condition. Okay, in terms of conditions, in terms of the weather, I think here the conditions are better because they are already prepared for the weather conditions. So there's a lot of domes here, because here like temperatures will drop to crazy degrees, but you still have to go to practice, and you can go to a dome that's got air conditioning and controlled air and everything, right? The facilities are there. So as long as the facilities are there and the player can do what he's supposed to do consistently for a long time, they can become pro faster. At home, there are certain areas that the facilities are very good for the player to succeed. But the problem is there's not enough facilities for everyone to have a fair chance or a fair shot for them to grow. It's either they can have through school or good university, but how do they get to that school? Most probably their parents are rich, so they had enough money to afford for this kid to go to the school and have enough facilities. And usually those kids end up going outside the country either way because they want to, evolve more from what they've already done. But if you take a kid that's coming from a different family setup, gets a scholarship, gets into that, and then after that is scouted properly, and they end up in Europe or in America, because America now some sports are really like rugby is also growing in America now. So I'm just talking on a rugby basis or on a basketball basis, because basketball in Poland is also big. You can do quite a lot.
Yeah. So our viewers right now, if they're watching any rugby player, or what can they do in actually to come here in Europe? Like, do they have a system set or anything set for this type of players?
I will be honest with you. At the moment, I am also still figuring that out. That how best can they come here? Because mostly it's by hearsay or by mates, like actual friends that have been or that are now in that setup that can say, oh, my club is looking for a player like this. My coach has been saying we have been liking a player like this, all right? And then they can recommend, the coach can hear, oh, I heard that from your country there's a boy like this. I saw his videos. I saw what's the story with him, what's his education like, what's his behavior like, and all of this. And then that's how they come. And then the next thing, we are talking to them. They have an agent or a manager that side that's helping them set up with their paperwork. And then the next thing, they're coming here. So it's all about the best connection for athletes here. I believe it's always been other athletes that have been there and have done it. And that is the best, because you can always get the best advice from a person that has done it than from a person that has not done it and they're telling you what to do or that you should do this. I heard that you can go to this office, and heard and go to this office are two different things, because heard is hearsay. But go is someone who's telling you from a point of confidence that if you go see this person, if you talk to them that they want this, they can find the information for you. And you can. And the other thing is, Poland is changing by the day, by the month, by the year. The rules that were there in 2024 are not the same as in 2025, 2026. Things are also changing. So the athlete needs to also understand there's certain rules that are going to come with that as well. There's certain consequences that are going to be needed. Maybe you will need to learn a bit of Polish. Maybe you need to, which is okay, because you can't just come here and just do whatever you want in people's country and not abide by the rules or by their culture. The same way that we would also appreciate a person that comes out of Europe and they come to our country and they appreciate our culture, our language, and what we want to do. So the best thing for any athlete out there who wants to come outside, who wants to join a club in Europe or anything, find out first, do your research, look at the most people that are having influence within that country, within or that sporting discipline within itself, and then afterwards, after you do that, ask. As I said, confidence, like last time. If you want something, go ask about it. Hey, you're playing for this club. I see, because most of my boys, like Martin, always goes home now and then, and he plays in the Polish league, is doing well, current champion right now. Okay,
and he'll be here in the podcast as well.
And he'll be here on the podcast soon, which is pretty cool. And like, how do you find life in Zimbabwe? How do you, how do you find life in Poland? How's that gonna work out for you? How are you gonna build that? All that stuff, and then,
perfect. So before we end, is there anything you want to add to our conversation? Anything you want to say?
We spoke a lot, which I appreciate you guys tolerating my mouth. But I still feel like people can achieve whatever they want to achieve. If you really have a goal, it's never too late to say, you're old, so you can't do it. Okay, you can't be a professional footballer at 50. We don't want to push it. But you
can be a senior.
You can be a senior sports
Sports
director for a good club at 50 and do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, from what I've done, the Lord has blessed me nicely, taken care of me. We've got a nice family here. I've got a nice family back home. I've got a nice family, majority of my family in England. And I just say, do the best of what you can with your life so that at the end of the day, it's your life. That's how people will remember you by, because we're going to go either way, all of us. But at some point, do the best of what you can with your life so that when good things happen for you, they happen for everyone. So that's the best thing that I can say. Like I've did my all. I've did media. I've did animation. I actually did funny you didn't speak of this, but I actually did a superhero comedy series with my friend who's actually a very, very good beatboxer and music maker. It's quite popular in Zim. It's called Pro Beats. We did an episode of a superhero series called Captain Mfombi, where he was the menace superhero and I was his sidekick detective.
Yeah.
And which was one of the best projects that I've ever worked on in my life. And from a person who's saying that I only started all of this when I had a dream of just being on TV and I got identified. Someone is always going to give you a chance. When they give you a chance, go for it. And it opens doors. For me, it opened a lot of doors. And I still believe with this growth and where this country is going, not only this country, but where the world is going in general, where the technology is going, it's taking you somewhere. It's preparing you for something that you're going to have to be ready for when it comes. So when it comes, just take it with both hands and appreciate it.
Exactly. You've heard it, guys. Be prepared for the dreams to happen. So when the opportunity comes, you won't lack, right?
You won't lack.
You won't lack. So, guys, we're going to go to the final segment, which I really like.
Yeah.
I think you're going to like it as well. So, yeah, our producers are preparing the stuff. All right. So, you might be wondering why there's the champagne on this table.
Yeah.
So at the end of our show, we always want to celebrate our guests. Okay. And you was wondering you didn't celebrate the your television channel being on Super.
Them guys launched
on this TV, right? Yeah. So maybe this is your chance to celebrate that as well. So it is your achievement. So we want to celebrate your achievement, everything that you have done until this point. So yeah, I want to give you the honor to open this champagne. Right now,
man, snap.
Yeah, to pop it. I mean, is it your first time?
Is it safe?
It is safe.
The last time I did this,
I mean, we've done it like 13 times.
13 times.
Yeah, so I think I only done it once or twice, but the other time all the guests have opened it.
That's very comforting. You saying you've done it once or twice out of 13?
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say 13.
13? Nah.
Yeah, but because usually when I've got a clumsy hand, so whenever I open this, but this time I'm gonna be smart because I don't want it to.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, man.
I don't want it to go.
I mean, this is your moment. This is your moment.
Wearing white.
This is your moment.
But it looks fine. I hope so.
I mean, you can take the cap off, but it doesn't pop. I know for sure. Yeah. Now is the real moment. Just take it out of the table. I think it would be. Just twist it on the top. Yeah. I think that way. Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Thank you.
That was a clean pop.
I was a bit nervous.
Nah, that was a clean pop.
I was a bit nervous. I mean,
that was a clean pop, bro.
Cheers, my brother. Thank you so much. Like, yeah, I've got PTSD. The last time I was on the balcony, and we were opening a champagne bottle. Yeah. Good thing there wasn't a bird around because it was gonna die. And it just went, and it hit my window and it came down and it was scary. Even the neighbors, is everything okay?
So cheers, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, for all the achievements that you've done and for the future as well.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate the champagne. Appreciate the hospitality.
Thank you, man. Yeah. This one is a bit stronger from the last time.
Yeah, it's gonna get me somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna get us somewhere. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been an amazing episode. Thank you very much for coming here, sharing us your story with openness and really amazing words. So, yeah. Before we end this, where can people find you? Because
snap.
Yeah.
So Lance, your host on Instagram. You can search me there. Lance, your host on YouTube. You can also send me. You can also search me. You can see some of my stuff there. But mainly on my Instagram channel, my Instagram account, which I have just tailored to just put content out there for people to see. And if you need an MC, if you need a corporate person to come and say some nice stuff in good English for you so that the money keeps coming into your company, I'm also your man. So we can do a lot of that going on. But yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you've heard it. We're gonna put the links on the description, so they're gonna find you, and you're gonna be cashed out.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna need some money.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Bye.
Bro. Yo.